What's up, everybody? Steven here. Welcome back to yet another reaction. Today we're hopping into Lucifer, episode number 9 of season number 1. A priest walks into a bar. Man, I wonder if Lucifer's going to talk with a priest. That'd be interesting. So last episode, we got the big reveal. Dan was shady, which is kind of like the first time we've had like Dan look like a bad guy. Like, oh shit, Dan from, because you were saying, you said every episode, Dan doesn't come up like a bad guy. I
was going to say, that was the first, I guess, douchey bad guy move.
Yeah, and it also seemed like he walked away from that life, and now the dude that came back to life because of a money deal, is clearly gonna blackmail him. Now, when a money deal brought that guy back to life, we still don't know if he did it on purpose, like if it was God that told him, or if he's mad at Lucifer because of the wings thing. Yeah. That was the wings episode when he burned them. But then is he willing to put Chloe and Dan and all the other people in Lucifer's life in danger? Because he's mad. Just because he's mad. One of those interesting things where, like, and he's also an angel that's supposed to be. There's two shows where angels aren't perfect. This one and then Supernatural. Angels are dicks. So it's interesting.
Oh, really? In Supernatural?
Yeah. Once they come up later, it's like, huh, they're not as nice as you thought they'd be. And here, Amenadiel is trying, but he has moments where you're like, if you didn't know better, you better, because he's the bad guy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like he comes in slow motion, wears black
wings.
Yeah, it's crazy. But then he talks, and you're like, well, you kind of seem shady. But then at the same time, you're saying all this very religious, good stuff. So, but I think it's what we were saying before. I think dude's just upset. He's got to be the guy guarding hell.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, like he's just mad as hell. Like he's just mad. But yeah, we're gonna hop in here. Patreon for the full reaction, uncut episodes. Yeah, I mean, Chloe and Dan kissed, and Dan is bad, or was bad. I don't know if he's still bad, but so we'll see where that goes. I can't tell because, like, I don't know, is he bad?
We'll see.
Let's find out. Here we go. Who orders pizza to a club?
The best kind of people, Steve.
Oh, Lord.
But I didn't join them.
Oh no, he's
3
hurt.
Britneys in my jacuzzi. 3. Why didn't I join them?
He's so
Why
hurt.
do you think you didn't join them?
I don't know, Doctor. That's what I pay you to figure out, isn't it? Priest walks into a bar. I've heard this one before. Never seen it, though. At least not him.
That's my favorite.
I was wondering when you get to it.
I want you to talk to Arietta before Connor gets involved.
And why not go to the police? Got something to hide, do you?
They were useless. Couldn't find anything on Arietta.
Our natural sworn enemies.
So you're gonna help me or not?
My answer to you, Father, is a big fat no. Handle it yourself.
Yeah, you kind of worship the dad he doesn't like.
Right.
I'm thinking.
I'm lucky I don't have any active cases, or else I'd send this to.
Yeah, you kind of worship the dad he doesn't like.
Right.
I'm thinking.
I'm lucky I don't have any active cases, or else I'd send this to narcotics.
Narcotics? No. I don't give a damn about the drug dealer. We're here to investigate the priest.
Priest? I thought we were here to talk to the youth director.
We are, to get to...
Well then.
It's a drug dealer.
It looks like the kid.
Nah, but it's a drug dealer because it had Arietta on the door.
I mean, puts the time of Arietta's death between 11:30 and 12.
That's the guy that was supposedly selling drugs at the youth center.
Crosses multiple hits with a baseball bat. There's some abrasions on his face.
Enough about the dead guy. Tell me everything you know about Padre Pederast. Who?
What if he's
Father
not
Frank.
a father, though?
Did you see him do this? Do you think
What if he
he's
just bought the
capable?
outfit?
Father Frank kill Mr. Arietta.
Yes. Oh.
Wait, you don't really think that, like, Father Frank did this, right?
100%.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Right.
See? Told you.
Now, I hate to admit it, but you might be onto something.
Sorry, what was that?
You might be onto something.
That's him. Frank Lawrence.
Oh shit, he's all right.
Well, how's it going, buddy?
Gosh.
Malcolm.
He's really good though. I like this guy.
The creepy guy.
Yeah.
Him back.
Can't let that keep me down, am I right? Don't worry.
If something about him isn't fully human anymore.
Convince the higher ups to give me my first.
And right there in that moment here when they did that scare, it was like a horror scare.
Partners. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Well, you finally had enough at Palmetto.
I didn't have a choice.
No, I understand. No, I get it. No, you were just protecting that wife of yours.
The minute you want to come clean, you and I, we both go to jail.
You're gonna go into evidence and borrow something for me.
It wasn't dirty, really.
It's been 3 hours since my last confession.
3 hours? Really sooner, I like it.
No, I just...
Well, I don't know why you're listening to that fool. I mean, let's be honest. If you wanted to be faithful, then you wouldn't be fantasizing about your limo driver now, would you?
Patience is not one of my virtues.
I promise you, I got this.
So he knows he died. He knows he died.
Yeah.
Surprised to see.
You could still be guilty.
Lucifer, seriously, will you
Oh
just-
shit, a driver.
I'm not mistaken, that kind of looked like the kid.
And you wonder
Oh, you
why I
think
don't
so?
go to church.
You think so? I didn't look at that.
Be relieved to know that no one was injured.
Oh, thank God.
Please don't.
You care to tell us what that was about?
The shooting? I don't know.
50's like a
strippers.
I know it. I was gonna say, I was like, why is the vibe?
Wow, he did this on.
Padre, does this not bother you?
What can I say? I love this song.
The devil and a priest. Interesting. Sounds weird to you? Yeah, that sounds
Audio, right?
It's got a soul.
But they don't sound weird, which is weird.
What are you anxious to get back to your
Oh, but
new
he said he
friend?
was annoying.
Yeah, but not. That's like a
Devil
bad
friends with a priest.
parents
That's
annoying.
absurd. Oh, Black Widow then. Lovely.
Wait. Just giving it to someone else.
Damn, interesting.
I just seemed, he seemed more bothered and annoyed.
Thought it was just like a dab.
What?
One of my parishioners, a lot of them are still upset about the shooting. Excuse me.
I wonder what Dan has to get. I mean, he told Dan to steal something. What is it?
Cool, I presumed he came down here.
Why would he do that? Listen to me now.
Have you seen
Yeah,
him?
he's not playing right now.
He was down here on his phone. Heard him talking to someone named Connor. He left to go meet him.
Okay.
I don't have a choice, okay? I have to do this.
I get it. You don't think you can rely on anyone else to survive. But you're not alone. I'm here for you whenever you need me.
What's
This
it?
guy?
Interesting.
That's our spider.
I didn't even think about that guy.
I didn't think about him at all.
I thought he was like a background guy for
Yeah.
I think you're too attached to this.
I can't do it, Jordan. Sorry.
I'm sorry too, kid. I can't allow weakness. Not when I've just taken control.
Oh, dang.
The bloody hell were you thinking?
Unit 831 at St. Morgan's Church. We need 2 ambos, code 4.
Don't go anywhere, you moron.
It's okay. I'm not afraid of dying.
Well, you should be. It's really boring where you're headed. Frank. Frank!
Oh, shit.
It's gonna be really bad for the other guy.
Yeah, he is emotional as hell, man.
Lucifer. Lucifer, stop!
Damn.
Why did you do this?
I don't know, man.
Why?
He was bringing too much heat.
Why? Why?
Lucifer, stop.
Letting the lighter go up.
You cruel, manipulative bastard. Is this all part of your plan? It's all just a game to you. Well, I know punishment. And he did not deserve that. He followed your stupid rules, and it still wasn't good enough. So what does it take to please you? Break your rules and you fall, follow them and you still lose? Doesn't matter whether...
He's actually playing a slower beat song too.
Hey, did food taste this good before I die?
Do you want to go back? Because I can make that happen. Yeah. You're remembering it now, aren't you?
Tell me, who do you want me to kill?
His name is Lucifer Morningstar.
Yeah, he needs, and I guess from God's perspective, somebody that was already going to hell.
Yeah.
Gonna kill Lucifer, who isn't a person.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, once he does his job, he goes back down. So it's not, I thought it was something to do with Chloe. Of all the criminals, though. I guess Amanda Deal can't. Yeah, I guess it has to be the fact that he brought somebody bad back to life. That 30 seconds in hell thing, I've heard that happened in Supernatural as well, where they mentioned 6 months in hell feels like 50 years or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like a thing. I don't know, just this episode. I really liked the priest story with Lucifer and how it connected to him.
Mm-hmm.
The crime itself was actually pretty solid. I'm leaning towards an 8, honestly. I like the acting. Like the guy that plays Lucifer is always really good. I don't know. I thought it flowed by for me. I don't think it was boring.
Yeah.
It was not anything. So I'm leaning towards an 8. I don't know. What are you leaning towards?
Probably 9. I know that's like high praise, but it's just the story.
The story was really good.
The story was good. The fact that we got to see a lot of emotion, even though we've seen emotion from Lucifer, not like this, not to this degree. And then just the fact that he connected with somebody that you would have thought would be the last person to connect with.
Yeah, the priest thing was interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm like at an 8. Like, I think it's just, I love the emotion. We got the answer at the end about what's happening, what Amenadiel's doing.
It's like you said earlier, though. You were like, Amenadiel comes off as 100% like a bad guy.
But it's only because he's doing it to Lucifer, which I guess if somebody's doing that to the devil, and the devil's the ultimate bad guy, is the person that's doing that to him even more of a bad guy? They showed those interesting things, like when he's yelling at the sky, and he's doing the whole, they follow the rules, they die anyway. They do it. They go against you. They die anyway. He's like, what does it take?
What's the point? Yeah.
Yeah, like mega emotional. We didn't get a lot of Dan stuff. We got a little bit of Dan stuff. Yeah, it was a really good episode. I'm trying to think of where I would rank it. Let me see. Better than this one. Wingman was the one where we went to get the wings. Favorite Son was really good. Yeah, I guess maybe it is. It is probably the better episodes probably since the first, maybe, right?
Mm-hmm. We already know
like
that
one. One was pretty solid. It is like, I don't know. It was really good though. I'll break it down real quick. We start off right where we left. Oh no, we start off at a party. Pizza Man gets the best tip ever.
Yeah, right.
3 Britneys. He has a conversation with therapist talking about that. You know why he didn't take advantage of the 3 Britneys and all that other stuff. Then Maze, I forgot for a second. I forgot Maze and him are arguing.
Yeah,
like that he's not talking to Maze anymore. But he didn't fire her. Interesting. He didn't fire her. So there's a priest here who needs help. The fact that it's a priest, Lucifer's already pissed off about that because you're following his father.
Yep.
He hates. Like so much so that he's trying to find bad shit on the priest to kind of get the priests in trouble. We find the drug dealer dead.
I'm very curious if anyone figured this guy to be the guy.
He was so random.
Exactly.
That's like, I guess that would be the one thing I'm like, I mean, I guess because it wasn't about that. Like last episode, how it wasn't about that other case. This one, it wasn't even about who did it. It was about the Lucifer priest connection and the kid and the priest connection. And it was like, it didn't matter who the spider was.
Yeah.
Not sure why he got the spider, but I did like the line, time to rip off the spider's legs.
Is it the polo and the haircut? No, I don't know. It's just like he doesn't look
big. He's not even skinny. If he was skinny and like lanky or some shit, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know, the guy's there. We talk with the kids. The kids are, you know, they're kind of like he's denying that it's the priest.
Mm-hmm.
We're investigating. Yeah, this part here. I don't. This part was interesting.
I like him. His name's Malcolm, right?
Yeah. Like, why is he so? Did he not know that he didn't die?
That could be the thing. The way he's looking at him. Amenadiel was the only one at the hospital.
Yeah, and then Chloe hasn't talked to Lucifer about him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably wait, what?
Right.
Maybe Lucifer can sense like, oh no, you're like, maybe he can sense who goes down there. Maybe he felt like, wait, you're supposed to be in hell right now.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's what it was. Maybe he can feel it. Like maybe that's what it is. Interesting. The food thing, like at the end, why was he eating so much food? I wonder if Amenadiel did something and not knowing what he actually did. Like if he brought that guy back, and that guy ain't fucking human anymore. Like he's not a full human. Because he was saying
that'd be kind of cool actually though.
Like, because he was saying the food always tastes good, and Amanda didn't even care. I don't care what you do with your life. Like, he didn't pay mind to what he was saying. But like the food thing was interesting. Because he was eating also when he was talking to Dan with the donut.
Yeah, with the donut.
And he was like, it was all over his mouth. He wasn't even like worried about sloppiness. He was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Dan's so worried about that stuff that he's not thinking about Chloe with the.
But this is where we find out that Dan.
Oh yeah, Dan wasn't fully bad.
Like he did it for his wife at the time.
He did?
Well, because he mentions like.
Oh yeah. So he knew his friend. He knew his partner. His partner at the time was him. So we don't actually know who Chloe's first partner was.
Yeah.
So this was Dan's first partner or the other partner. He knew he was dirty. So Dan was there outside. But I guess when he saw Chloe get there, he went to go check up, make sure everything was good.
Exactly.
When he saw that he was gonna shoot Chloe, he shot him.
Yeah, because he noticed Chloe in the doorway.
Yeah.
Goes to pull the gun out,
and then Dan shoots. All of them. I guess.
So let's see. It makes me like.
So Dan's not bad.
Dan's the man again.
But he did let that guy do some corrupt shit, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't corrupt. He wasn't stealing. He wasn't letting shit like. Yeah. So I remember I was saying I wonder how they let him get away with it. I guess. The only thing they have on him is that he knew his partner was. Because he did shoot those guys.
So for shooting the cop without having the proof of him being a bad cop,
and shooting the other criminals, maybe, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens with him. Yeah, like here, see, he's eating the donut, got fucking
all over his face.
All over his face, like he's just like he's not. It's got to be something, right?
Dan's kind of in like a lose situation.
Once
like
Chloe finds out, you're fucked.
Yeah, once Chloe finds out,
you can't even tell Chloe. If you tell Chloe, you lose her. You don't tell Chloe, and you keep doing this, you get caught, you lose her anyway.
Yeah, so it's like
you have the priest stuff, this thing with the corrupting the girl.
This is probably one of the last places I thought I would have seen Lucifer walking into.
Hanging out there. And here, Amenadier coming off like straight bad guy. Want to go back? Give me what I need. Like what?
That's crazy.
He needs a gun. Or he needs something. We find out it's a gun. More conversations with the priest. A lot of what I liked about this episode were the conversations with Lucifer and the priest, which we can't really do much breakdowns, but I thought it was just really, really good.
Yeah.
So then somebody starts to shoot him. Damn, how did you catch that kid? I did not see the kid at all.
That way it could still be guilty.
Lucifer, seriously, will you
I heard the thing in our new drive-by. You just figured because of the hoodie? You just fucking...
Kind of right there, I guess. That little brief.
I mean, I guess I didn't. I guess there were. Who else would it have been? I guess
it was like white hand. The frame, his body frame was. Right? I was like, he's the only. It was the only guy that, unless they introduced another character, he was the only guy that said something.
There was nobody else
remotely bothered by the priest.
Yeah, that was it. More about God. This is my sanctuary. God, this, that. He's like, no, I have somewhere to protect you. Lucifer, of course, hires strippers. But. Then they connect here. He talks about what happened, why him and Connor connected. He was driving one night. I thought it was going to be that he was drunk or something, but it was just an accident.
Yeah,
it was just a random accident, but they were all in the car. So he knew Connor's father and mother. They all died. Yeah, and Lucifer here kind of connected with him. Talks about like losing a child and everything. And Lucifer says, he took your offspring. He took your child. God took your child, yet you still have faith in him. And then he says, because that's the night that I found faith in God or whatever. So that's interesting.
He always keeps mentioning the plan that God has too.
And then Lucifer's getting more mad about the plan or whatever.
This is when he was playing like a slower.
Yeah.
Father has got a soul.
It's got to be the audio for.
Was he playing the same one at the end?
Do you know anything that doesn't make?
Very similar. Very similar.
Then of course we do the piano scene. Chloe says, "Watch the priest." We're gonna go watch. Well, no, this is before we watch the priest. We're gonna go investigate the kid. The thing. We find the kid, face him. Then we tell him the Connor's connection to the thing. It's him. He doesn't want to believe it. He wants to protect the kid. Lucifer keeps telling him, like, not worth protecting. He's like, I can still save him.
Yeah.
More about the plan. Then he gets a phone call. He lies about who the phone call came from. He said it was one of his like church people. It's actually the kid. We go there. Priest dives in front of the one guy when Connor couldn't kill him. He gets shot, and this is just good acting.
I am. Go ahead.
St. Morgan's Church. We need 2 Ambos code 4.
Like before that, like we're gonna happen. Yeah, like exactly. He's calling him stupid.
Hands up! Get down on the ground!
No, you idiots!
Like it's just pure freaking fear and emotion. And then this line here.
Talking like that, you've got more to do here. You've got more people to annoy.
Yeah, like it's clearly like
Pressure on the wound.
I am.
he's like nervous.
But then hit me.
Right here.
Maybe he put me in yours.
Like God put him in front of. It wasn't Lucifer going to. God putting Lucifer in front of, or it wasn't Lucifer going in front of him. It was God putting the priest in front of Lucifer to show him
Highly
something.
doubt it. He gave up on me a long time ago.
This time.
You're wrong, Lucifer. Remember that your father has a plan.
My father.
What does that mean?
They mentioned it quite a few times in here.
What does that mean? The plan.
Amenadiel ain't going. Is that the plan? Because that.
What if that plan is a swap? That sucks for him.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he's like, and then he says like, "What do you mean?" He's like so confused, like,
Yeah.
He's like, you know.
You know.
What is the plan? The plan has to do with Chloe, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, in this scene here, my man, dude, he.
Lucifer.
Dude, just one thing.
That's at least 270. Yo. Like,
He's big, dude. Easy. What do you Chloe think? Man, he must work out a lot,
right?
Like, what the hell?
Especially with his frame.
Yeah, he's so skinny.
So
then Chloe's kind of like more shocked than anything. She tells him to stop.
This was the shocking part there too, though.
What?
Usually he, makes his jokey little comments.
He just left.
He just left.
Then he has the whole thing about God, about good, do bad, it doesn't matter. Hope the whole thing with your plan. What's the point? Oh, he can't stay there with Dan. She chooses to leave to go help Lucifer. Then we have the whole plan with the song. You said that it would start off slow, then they kind of went together.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find out what Amenadiel's plan. Like this food thing, I don't know what this is, but it keeps like it struck me. I'm like, dude, my man's got 5 plates and a milkshake. He's like eating it without like. Yeah. I bet it's gotta be. Something's gotta be wrong with him.
I feel like I've seen somewhere that like had some sort of like demonic kind of vibe to it, where the person ate a lot.
Oh, really? In another show or this?
Another movie or show or something, where I was like, is that something?
Maybe
that they just
have to feed on their.
They have to feed it. Yeah,
they have to feed like their
like twice
generated their body. I don't know. And maybe Amenadiel, since he's not in hell, doesn't know about any of that.
Exactly.
Or maybe Lucifer would. Huh. Maybe that'll be a thing. Like you did what? Like maybe that'll be a whole nother, like a whole thing where Amenadiel doesn't know or something. I don't know. Then we find out he wants him to kill Lucifer because, of course, a couple episodes ago he said, "All I have to do is wait for somebody to kill you, and you go back."
Mm-hmm.
So
it's crazy because, like, if you would have sat there and told me, let's say 2 months ago, 3 months ago, hey, let's watch this show. It's crime related. It's religious. It's not as over the top Michael Bay action.
No, it's just.
Would you watch it? And I'd be like, I'll pass.
Yeah.
But then you sit through it. Like even this episode, it only really had the one, maybe two scenes that there was a gun involved. Otherwise, it's just talk, and it's like.
Yeah. Because you don't watch you've never watched any procedural cop shows. Like the first one was Castle, and then
Castle.
the other cop shows. Is there another cop show?
No,
this one.
This
is kind of like a cop show with supernatural stuff on it. Yeah, so I'm used to it. So like I'm used to like this kind of format, but like the acting is like so good, and like you mentioned the other thing, like he's so good. This guy plays creepy, weird guy, and then Amenadiel plays like this guy where you're like, I'm off like a bad dude, but you're supposed to be the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and Lucifer comes off as like a dick, but he almost brings reason as to why he's almost always like, he brings reason. Like that thing when he's yelling at his thing, right? That's a thing that you've heard before.
Yeah.
Where like, they were a good person, they went to church, and then they died. Like, that's a thing people have had before. It's interesting to see him have it. This episode it's pretty close to a 9. It's really good. It has a lot of stuff. And again, we only have 4 episodes left in the season. This is a short season.
Oh, really? This first
one? 13
one?
episodes, 12 episodes. Might be only 3 episodes left. So whatever's about to happen is going to happen in the next couple of episodes. But that's a reaction. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, Patreon for the full reaction. We're going to get out of here, and we'll talk to you guys later.